Last week, hundreds of senior citizens from the Chinatown International District marched into Soto.
Not here!
Protesting Dow Constantine's homeless megaplex, worried about the potential public safety impact on the CID, which is just a block away.
Fuck no!
During the rally, this homeless couple stopped to give the marchers a piece of their mind.
Go back to your country! Go back to your country!
Leaving the elders stunned by the racist remarks. Community advocate Matt Chan says the CID and the homeless are being unfairly pitted against each other.
We're not protesting the unhoused. We're protesting unjust policies by the government that they impose on us time and time again.
And Chan says to avoid any more confusion,
oh, there definitely has to be more dialogue.
that gesture could also help build a bridge between both communities.
Well, maybe if we sent someone down there earlier and said, look, we're going to come down here. We're protesting the government. If you want to join us, you can.
Hi guys, welcome to Money 3. In today's video, we're going to talk about Chinatown, Seattle. It's a community that has been neglected by the city of Seattle. Recently, in the past few years, there's been expansions of the homeless facility, and that has created an era of open-air drug abuse and violent crime, including burglaries and robberies. Also, in the past few years, there has also been expansion of the Link Light Rail Station that cut through the community and has taken away businesses. The city needs your help. And this is essentially institutional racism. These are policies and systems put in place that disproportionately affect one type of ethnicity, namely Asians. And possibly, given that a large proportion of the community members there are elderly and are second language to English, that they're not familiar with the laws and their rights. So what we can do is to connect with some lawyers. Lawyers can create an injunction, a cease and desist, to stop the construction, and possibly even close the facility down and relocate the homeless population to a separate area where they do not create crime in the neighborhoods. Cease and desist and injunctions are court orders in order to stop any action. And this can extend to real estate developments, such as the expansion of the homeless facility or expansion of the Link Light Rail Station. So these are the key terms that the lawyers would need to do in order to protect the Chinatown. Also, try to connect with some of the members of the community. The links are in the description below, and I'll put them also right here. If you know anyone, if you have any other ideas, please comment below.
Dong Top Noodles on 12th Avenue has been serving up Vietnamese soup in Seattle's Chinatown International District for the past 7 years. Owner Nick Boy says it's time to go. Thieves have broken into his restaurant 3 times. The violent incidents in the neighborhood seem to be increasing.
This is a mecca for stabbings, shootings. It's unsafe.
It's not safe, and I don't feel safe after 6 o'clock when the sun is down.
Boy is moving his business out of Seattle's CID to South Center.
I have given up hope, and I don't believe there's going to be any changes within the year or 2 from now. And I have no choice but to move.
We've been here for over 30 years, and it's really sad to see it turn into this.
Viet Hoa grocery store is just around the corner from the 12th Avenue and Jackson trouble spot.
It's sad to hear that our neighborhood's losing businesses, but at the same time, we understand why they're doing it because we see the problems firsthand.
Stop racism!
Stop racism!
Another week.
Who asked us?
Another rally.
More safety!
With a protest against plans to expand this shelter, one that neighbors Chinatown International District.
We need help. This is our home.
Last Tuesday, community members crowded King County Council chambers.
I'm ashamed, frustrated, angry about the seeming indifference.
No drugs!
And today brought a demonstration at the shelter's doorstep.
More safety!
The shelter currently has 270 beds. The plan is to add pallet homes and make space for an additional 150 people.
Who asked us?
Nobody!
Protesters say they want to know the county's public safety plan to protect the people at the shelter and in surrounding neighborhoods.
They've said that, and I agree with this, that people experiencing homelessness are not dangerous. What they've said is they're worried about the people who prey upon them. I can't think of a better way to make people experiencing homelessness safer than bringing them inside instead of leaving them outside to be preyed upon.
According to Seattle police, data shows in Chinatown International District, the number of violent crime reports climbed from 175 in 2020 to nearly 250 in 2021. This year has already seen more than 200 violent crime calls. In a recent interview, Chief Adrian Diaz talked about the fact that there are already at least 10 places offering shelter and or services within a 30-minute walk from this Soto site.
We're completely left in the dark.
For those in the Chinatown International District, it's history repeating itself.
It feels like King County and the city of Seattle is engaged in this pattern of institutional racism that they may not be aware that they're engaging in, and we have to let them know that this has to stop.
Tanya Wu is a business owner and part of the Chinatown International District Community Watch.
So this currently is an encampment.
She witnessed the struggle from the last 3 years.
Anti-Asian hate, a lot of pandemic racism, crime. Our businesses were seriously struggling.
Add in the recent Sound Transit redesign plans that would displace 5 to 19 businesses and take 11 years of construction.
Our culture is very polite. We don't like to make waves. We don't want to cause any trouble. And so I feel like we get taken advantage.
Wu and other community members found out last month about a major expansion of a homeless shelter near Soto and the CID. The King County Council approved the project in May.
We have about 5 shelters in this district, and we feel like we're already overburdened.
The shelter would house nearly 500 people.
It's like there's going to be tiny homes along here.
Space for RVs.
Like right here, I believe, according to the map, there's RVs.
And a sobering center. The enhanced shelter project costing around $22 million to operate through a variety of funding sources.
If you want to put a facility across the street from our community, you must let us know. You must talk to us.
Wu says it's not the unhoused, but those that prey on them, citing drug dealers and prostitution.
Here, there's a fight to preserve Chinatown International District.
The cultural fabric of this neighborhood.
Betty Lau and Brian Chow say right now so much is at stake because of the voter-approved Sound Transit Link Light Rail expansion.
You know, we're not against quick transit, and that's why we're saying move forward on 4th, but don't even touch 5th.
They've seen Sound Transit's draft environmental impact statement that lists options about where the tunnel should go under Chinatown International District. If the construction should happen on 4th Avenue, the neighborhood's edge, or along 5th Avenue, the neighborhood's hub, according to Chow.
If they get it done here on 5th Avenue, it's going to be no Chinatown at all.
They're so convinced of that, they started Transit Equity for All, a grassroots group digging into Sound Transit's documents and notifying neighbors.
The information that people really are interested in is hidden in a 2,000-page draft environmental impact statement.
Among their concerns is heavy construction.
You have 10 years of construction that is scheduled if they pick the 5th Avenue choice.
And they say a number of buildings would be torn down.
The estimates, depending on the exact alternative, range from 19 to 27.
She says if 5th Avenue is chosen, this could be one of the buildings demolished that houses small businesses like Ping's Dumpling House. Lau says that kind of loss would be devastating for the neighborhood.
There's an estimated 230 low-wage earners who are going to lose their jobs.
Wing-Luke Museum raises that concern too if small businesses are displaced. They sent out a letter saying if 5th Avenue is chosen, it will irreversibly change the neighborhood. Sound Transit says public input is an essential element of the process before a final design decision, which is expected to be made next year.
The biggest hope is that the city of Seattle and Sound Transit will do the right thing.
In Seattle, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Another example of this institutional racism is in Chinatown, New York. A few months ago, there was plans to expand the homeless shelter there, but the community was outraged. The good news is that after all the protests, the city backed out of the plans. So there's a sign of hope. If we stand up and fight for our community, and not put up with all the BS from the city and politicians, we'll be able to make sure that our community is safe and our businesses can prosper.
After community pushback, the city is scrapping one of the 4 planned homeless shelters set to go up and in and around Chinatown. It's a partial win for community activists and neighbors who fear the centers might only lead to more violence and problems in the area. Chris Welch is here now with more on what led up to this move. Chris.
Yeah, Teresa, the shelter in question is one that would have gone up at 47 Madison Street. And that location, which has seen protesters gather outside in recent weeks, would have housed 49 men in total. The move from the city comes 2 days after a community board in another part of Chinatown voted for a resolution opposing a different shelter, one planned for Grand Street. Now, the Grand Street location is, at least as of right now, still set to go forward. Susanna Aaron is chair of the Human Services Committee on Community Board 2.
It's a community that has really suffered from COVID. Anti-Asian hate crimes is just a horrible, shocking thing. There was a murder in their district very recently. Their economy has been hurting for a while. There is plans to build a new jail, one of the jails that is
Street site would turn this 8-story former hotel into a shelter for 50 men. Now, residents nearby say there are 6 preschools and daycares within 1,000 feet of the site. It is also less than a block from where Christina Yuna Lee was brutally murdered in her apartment when the suspect, said to be a homeless man, followed her into her apartment. Now, community activists say the Madison Street shelter getting scrapped today is a step in the right direction, and they applaud the city and the mayor for listening. But they also say the 231 Grand Street location is a more immediate concern.
231 Grand will be operational May 22nd. So it's not that I don't care about the other shelters. It's that time is of the essence for us right now. And that is why the focus is to stop 231 Grand, because we're 23 days away from it being operational.
Now, we've asked the mayor's office whether they're still considering scrapping any of the 3 other planned shelters in the area, including the Grand Street location, but we have not yet gotten any answer. Teresa.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed our video. If you'd like to support our channel, you can check out our Patreon or buy me a coffee. Be sure to also check out our Instagram and YouTube accounts, and to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.